Hey, what's going on? All right, guys. So, I don't want to hear no shit because you all asked for this. And this is going to be a new series that we're doing here on the channel. And it's going to be very, very real. Because a lot of these things I have a lot of harbor feelings about. So I'm just telling you before we get started, I don't want to hear no shit about, well, you didn't have to say that like that, or you didn't have to do that like that. I'm going to give this shit to you real and raw. Okay? You all wanted to hear some of my career stories. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to talk to y'all flat out. We're going to start off. This is episode 1. And we're going to do proms. That's my thing. Hair and sewing. So, proms. And I don't do prom gowns. I don't do anything that has to do with prom. I try to stay away from everything that has to do with a prom. I've been burned and just got burned out. I had started doing prom gowns. My very first prom gown I ever did was in 1989. And that was my prom dates gown. And I'll just, you know what, we're just going to go ahead. We're going to go in. We're going to go in, okay? Let's just go with this. Okay, so I got through 11th grade, okay? I actually didn't know what I wanted to do in 11th grade. I had no idea. I was literally going into the 12th grade. I was 16 years old. I had no idea what I wanted to do with myself, okay? My mother had ideas of what she wanted to do, but that's a whole nother story. You have to read that in the book, whatever. Anyway, so I had no idea what I wanted to do. I always was very artistic. I used to do a lot of different things, and I knew how to market myself. I just like that, all of that stuff came very natural to me, and I used to sketch all the time, never knew why, but I always sketched as far back as I can remember. I'm talking about second or third grade, I would sketch and I would be drawing people in clothes and stuff, but never pursued anything with fashion, didn't know nothing about none of that. So I started crocheting and all that. I could do crochet and beadwork and I could knit and I could macrame and all of this, okay? Then for some reason it clicked to me. Oh, I think I want to learn how to sew. Now, through home ec, and I never took a sewing class or anything in home ec or any other things. I did the cooking and I did electricity and all this different stuff. Never thought to take the sewing class. So I said, I want to do the sewing class. So I signed, when you're signed up for your electives right before school ends, I signed up for sewing. I said, okay. The first week of summer vacation, I went to Sears and Roebuck's. Never forget it. Got myself a sewing machine. Because that's me. I usually throw myself in when something interests me. I got myself a sewing machine. I'll never forget it. I paid $50. It was on sale. They was closing this one out. $50. I got it. I only do 2-stitch. Zigzag and straight. And I'm going to tell you, to this day, yes, I have got several sewing machines with all these fancy stitches. What do I use? A zigzag and a goddamn straight stitch. To this day. Because that's all you need. If you could sew, all you need is a zigzag and a straight stitch. And all the rest of that shit really gets on your nerves playing with it anyway. So, I began to teach myself. I just went out, bought a pattern, bought some fabric, started trying to learn how to read it and how to maneuver. And I picked up very quickly. Very quickly. I had a friend, my best friend at the time, from high school. Her mom sewed. Her mom would sew all the time, and I would always see her sew. So that's probably where a lot of the interest came. I would see her doing that. And then there's a lady who taught me to crochet and all that. She could sew really well, but she didn't know how to make patterns, and she had a hard time reading patterns. So anyway, that's, again, another story for another time. But, so I'm like, okay, so I was working on it was this little jumpsuit, this cute little jumpsuit, shorts that I wanted. It was a whole full jumpsuit in the pattern that I bought. It was like an old style little jumpsuit, whatever. But anyway, I started trying to do it. I knew what I wanted to do with it. I knew the changes that I wanted to make. But again, here I am trying to make changes, and I'm working on my first project. So I did some things. I go up. My girlfriend's mom, she's like, no, this is all wrong. She took the whole thing apart. Because that's how she, she's like, nope, I'm not going to baby you at all. This is wrong. She took, I mean, damn near all of it apart. And it was like 2 days worth of work. So I was like, okay, all right, and I went on. I got that shit right. Okay, and then the next thing, I took it up to her, and she seen it, and she was like, okay, you did that, and it was cute. I had it for years. It was just like a romper, a big romper. It was oversized. It was shorts, and it was cute. But anyway, so let's move on. So I go, once school started, I started into sewing class and all of that. I could not stand the sewing teacher. Couldn't stand her. Her and I just could not hit it off. As time went on, there were other reasons why her and I didn't get along, but it was what it was. I did all my projects and things like that, and I learned very fast. I finished all the projects like in the first couple weeks that were on the syllabus. I had done the apron and the pillow and all that mess. Wait a minute, y'all. Okay. So I finished up all of the stuff that you had to do for the syllabus. I was done with the whole class, like within the first 2-3 weeks of school. So at that point, it was nice of her, but she was allowing me to do other things. Be as though you're there, for like an hour or so. So I was literally in class making dresses and stuff for like my aunts and stuff. And I'll never forget, because I made my mother's sister this red silk dress while I was in school. It was a cute little red silk dress with the peplum at the bottom and the little black, but cute. But anyway, this is what was going on. So I was learning very fast. So by the time we got to, because you only did the sewing class half of the year. By the time we got to the half of the year, I don't know, I just couldn't stand this woman. Her name was Miss Coquet. And I couldn't stand her. We just clashed, and I don't know why. She was a bitch. She really, really was. She was a bitch, and I guess I was too, and it just didn't work. And the last thing she said to me was, James Caldwell, you'll never be able to sew because you're too damn arrogant. Now, she sounded really ridiculous because I'm already sitting here making clothes that people are actually wearing. So you're already a little late, bitch. I already know how to sew. And, back when I was in high school, I really had no problem telling that to you in those words. Okay? So I was like, fuck you. How about that? And I switched out of the class, because you only did it half a year. I was like so glad when that half a year was done. So my thing has always been to make you eat your words. And that was just what it was. The next time I see Miss Coquet's rotten ass and had to deal with her was at the prom. When I walked into the prom and my prom date was with me, and she said to her, she says, Christy, oh my God, I love your gown. Did you have it done or did you buy it? So right there, I win, bitch. You're the sewing teacher. If you can't tell whether she had it done or whether she bought it, then that means you were wrong with what it was that you said. And Christy had told her, she says, no. She said, I had my gown made. James made my gown for me. And I looked at her, honey, and she looked at me, and I was like, I win. But anyway, so from there, I started doing proms. After that, see, we went through all that just to figure out. I started doing proms. Because, once you go to the lineup, everybody sees it. People start talking. So by the time that was 89. By 1990, I was in full swing of making prom gowns. And I went on with that for years. Okay, so we're going to have a lot of stories about these proms. Because proms, Lord have mercy, I'm telling you, there's been a lot of shit that goes on with proms, honey. It'll turn you, honey. During proms, I've had, money situations, babies that popped up that wasn't there in the beginning, boyfriends that show up without the date after the prom and after the fitting. And honey, listen, hang on in there with me, honey. We're going to do some chit-chat, honey. There's some shit that is going down fucking with these proms, okay? So anyway, but this story that we're going to tell today is about a rotten son of a bitch who comes to you, and it has really nothing to do with your talent. It has to do with discounts and getting over. Okay? All right, so let's go deep. I have a cousin who I'm kind of crazy about. I like my cousin. He's cool. You know, he's cool. We don't hang out or anything like that, but he's cool. You know what I mean? Now, my cousin has children and all of this. I never met my cousin's children. I've never seen these children. Okay? He has a set of twins, twin girls. I never met them. I might have seen them when they were babies and said, no, I probably didn't because I didn't even attend our family reunions for like 25 years. So I can safely say I've never even seen these children. But all of a sudden it's, oh, cousin James this and cousin James that. Cousin. See, I already know how this works. Cousin. You become cousin because people want to save money. Has nothing to do with you're so good or any of that. It's what can I get from you? Okay? So here we go. Here she comes. Their mother comes with the twins. Everything's everything. And, you know, I see you all the time. And it's more of just, hey. You never had any issue, no conversation, nothing like that. But all of a sudden, I'm cousin this, that person, the other. And you're so cool, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I don't know this y'all know that I know better than this. But whatever. So here we go. It's the two girls, then their dates. What she wanted. With these red carpet gowns, because that's always the thing. You want these red carpet gowns. The money is no issue. Money's no issue. So we go all the way down into it, okay? Get everything together. I done sketched everything out. Here I come with the contract. She don't want to fill out the contract. So now she done been in my house 2-3 times. Always push this contract back at me. And I look up, you know, because I work out a fabric. You go get your own fabric. You do all that. You know, I've been down that road. Get your fabric. Go pick your stuff. This is all the stuff you need. This is how much I need. I need 50% down. Okay? When we get done, I told her the price was going to be $700 because she got these 2 gowns, and then you actually wanted ties and vests for both the boys. So $700, $350 down, and let's get it. Okay? And then you're responsible for buying your fabric. She still coming, pushing this contract away. And I'm saying, you know what? I'm not going to even do this. I'm just paying her no matter. I'm working on my other clients I have and just paying it no matter. She's pissing around, playing around, playing around. Then I see she starts dropping by fabric. Buying fabric little by little and bringing fabric here. And I'm like, honey, you haven't done your contract nor your down payment. I'm not even going to begin making patterns or anything without the contract being signed and that down payment. She goes on and she goes on. Oh, go on. Cause, you know, we family. This, that, the other. Bitch, you're not my family. We're not family. You didn't even marry my cousin. We're not family. He's my family. And he can come sign this motherfucker and bring the I don't give a fuck where the $350 come from. But I'm not doing anything until the $350's done. So I'm like, okay, cool, you know. We go and we go and we go, and I'm getting things done, and we get down this 3 weeks now before the prom. No money, no contract. I'm looking one day, here you are. You got the boys and the daughters. Talk about everybody need to be measured in all of this. 3 weeks before the prom. Now, at this point, you damn near too late to even have this shit done, okay? And I got fed up at this point. You still sitting there talking stupid. I said, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and tell you here from this point so you have time to do what it is you're going to do. We're not going to enter this business. We're not going to do it. Because for whatever reason, you're trying not to sign my contract. And you ain't made no down payment. Well, I mean, why is you trying to play me? Why is you trying to play me? Do you see how crazy fucking people are? Why am I trying to play you? You're trying to lure me into $700 worth of work that you ain't going to pay for. Honey, do you think I've never seen these things happen? Why in the fuck do you believe that I have a contract? Why do you think a contract even exists? When I first started doing proms, I ain't had no contract. Baby, I got my head bumped how many times? Are you kidding? So that was that. She left out of here, you know. She was pretty much, she had an attitude. I gave her a little fabric that she had kept dropping off. And I'm like, we laughed. Me and my mother laughed like, can you believe this shit? Now, this has been years ago. Do you know, well, first of all, prom was over, okay? Prom, she ended up trying to get, there's a lady across the street that does gowns. That lady ended up doing the gowns at the last minute. These gowns were nothing like what, you know, you were asking me to do. Where you had me, you wanted me to do rhinestones and this, that, thing, and the other. Basic, cheesy prom gowns. Just, you know, satin bullshit is what they ended up with. But you tried to get me the red carpet look, okay? Prom is done. Now my phone's ringing because you know the neighborhood always comes with the bullshit. This girl's out. Let me have it. I played her. I'm not that good anyway. I ran everything up to the last minute till I wasn't going to be able to get done. Seriously. Seriously. And the funny part, knowing that you did all that, and it was so funny because she was at this girl's house around the corner from me, actually talking. And the day that all that happened, the girl's mother actually happened to be at my house visiting with my mom. So she heard the whole thing. She seen it all unfold. And she basically went in and blew the story out, told the girl, no, baby, I was at Shaft's. So y'all know that's my nickname. I was at Shaft's house when all that shit went down. That bitch is lying. This is what actually happened. So that was kind of good that somebody knew that there was just a lie being told. So she was busted in a lie and all of that. Do you know that this girl still literally walks around the neighborhood and literally calls herself not speaking to me and holding on to the story that I played her and almost messed up her kids going to the prom? Are you ready for that? Are you ready for that? And you know what? I make her motherfucking ass speak to me every time I see her. It could be a family function, a cabaret, a grocery store visit. Whenever I see her, hey, hon, how are you? Hi, babe, how you doing? And I get just, and it's just petty of me, but I get just as tickled. It puts such a chuckle in my belly because you tried to do me. You tried to fuck up my good name and tried to do me when all along, bitch, you was trying to railroad me. Family. Cousin Shaft, Cousin James, child. When they slap cousin in front of my name, they don't know. It's a goddamn red flag. I ain't fucking with your ass. But anyway, okay, so there's one for you all. It gets better. Trust me. It gets better. We're going to do more. It'll be a series. We're going to do more. I'll do hair stories, prom stories. Trust me. I have many of stories where the ghetto gets real. And all you could do is laugh to keep from crying. But all of these reasons piled together is why, no, I'm not one for custom sewing in the ghetto. No, thank you. I'll pass. All right, guys. I'll talk to you all later. Thumbs up, thumbs down. You know how that works. I'll catch you on the next video in this series, guys. Bye for now.